Something else. All right, I'm gonna call the special meeting to order at 6:32. We're gonna have Deputy Mayor Rocky Vitale lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sorry. Hey, Rocky.
I should have had you lead the pledge.
No.
It's a strong finish.
It's. We'll grab that Connecticut flag, put it in the right spot. Can I do it after me? You still have some stuff?
Yes. Next meeting, can you bring me? Yeah. Give me one of my rings, yeah. I'll catch you. Everybody loves it. Oh, thank you.
From the Sarah and. It's veteran guy.
All right. So, Pension I'm starting to sing to Dominican, Alcalde's Alvia, my man.
Goodness. I can't make it.
Then
I will be presenting my remarks in Spanish.
Lordy.
Oh, that should be.
You shouldn't. Quite the entertaining.
There's establishment.
Yeah. You did it the last.
So no, I'm doing a little more for a moment. All right, so we have a handout, it's up on the screen. Can the people on Zoom see the exhibit and hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Just as we all recall, at our last meeting, we talked about a way to the bond leveraging our future in a way where we restructure, refinance, and delay payments for the most part until our new revenues come in and our old debt goes away. So what this exhibit is, it's the first crack at taking $25 million and working with the all of our people who work on capital projects, including, bonding, grants, LOTSIP, LOSIP, everything else we deal with, try and come up with a first cut of what the 25 million could look like. Now, I'm going to just say this, there's a lot of moving parts here that I'm going to put this on the agenda for further discussion on Tuesday, and we won't vote on it until we have a special meeting I'll say maybe the second, probably the second week in March. But just to get the discussion rolling, I want to explain each item because there's some nuances to almost every item. So the first item, we're calling it our expedited road paving plan. So what that means is that we would pay every road in Naugatuck that hasn't been paved yet and micro pave the roads that we've already paved in the last 10 years that need to be micro paved. And we will also annually stay on the schedule where we will continue to pave and micro pave and manage the roads in the way they should have been managed and not do what was done in the past, just forget about them for 50 plus years. So the 10 million number, it's actually about 2 or 3 million more to do that. But by law, we have to use our LOSIP money and our town road aid money every year for capital. So we've been using it for roads. So while we're paving the roads, we're going to have about 2 to 3 million coming in LOSIP, in town road aid, and in money we get from the utility companies. So essentially what we're saying is it's a $13 million job that we can do for 10 million because we're gonna be using and we have to use those other funds for capital or else we have to give them back. So we're basically doing about $13 million worth of work for 10 million. I'll also remember included in that, our street department does all the catch basins, all the prep, and the number you're looking at is basically the cost of milling and paving, and micro paving. So I'll just stop there and see if anyone has any questions on that project.
What's the amount of time frame? Is it gonna be all in one summer?
No, it's gonna be, I'm gonna say 2.5 years, but we're actually gonna start this spring. So in other words, we're gonna pay more this spring than we would have paid if we don't do it.
It would have been like 5 years, right? And this accelerates it
So,
too.
we'll say that again?
Like, when I was listening to the recording, just so I'm clear, it would have been like 5 years to pave it all, right? And this,
Well, it would have been probably 5.5.
okay.
All right, item 2. Public safety. So in Naugatuck, we have quite a few areas in town, bigger ones on New Haven Road, Rubber Avenue out near Naughty Stop, the old 7-Eleven, near the high school, near the golf course, Jesse Camille's, and some low spots on top of the mountains where we not only don't have cell coverage, but more importantly, where our emergency service teams cannot communicate with each other. So there's a safety problem. Now, we all know that we're redoing our dispatch center, which is about $1.5 million. But in order to do everything and to have full service throughout the entire town and to connect all of our teams, now they've never been connected before. So think about it, like the fire department can't really talk to the fire police, ambulance, they're all on different networks. So this will result in everyone being on the same network with radios, powers, and everything necessary to have a town-wide emergency management center system that connects everyone, and it's an expensive project. There will be one new tower, there will be some monopoles, there'll be all new radios, and a new dispatch center. So it's I'll just call it a big ticket item. Any questions on that?
Is that hardware ours, or is that going to be through third-party contracts?
It's gonna be ours. Right now, by the way, did I ever bring a consultant here, Rocky, or we have a consultant with their radios that we own that are also they're connected to the state system as well. Can you come here?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about the connection and all that.
Yeah. And to make it work, you have to do all three things. Or else,
I think that's what they practice, otherwise you're not communicating.
yeah. The alternative would be to get a different set of radios from Motorola or Verizon. But our
That's what I
consultant-
think, like Northern Communications.
Yeah, but our consultant is recommending this. All right. The third item, acquisition of land, downtown parking. Now remember, right now, we're designing a pedestrian bridge, to go from, the area where the new train platform is, across the river to where the bus parking lot is. So that Um, that's one site, I'll say there may be other sites, but, we are going to, acquire, it doesn't have to be right away, but within the next few years, the land that's necessary to build a municipal parking lot, directly across the river, which will be the easiest and closest way to park if you want to get on the train, because you could drive into downtown Naugatuck, drive into parcel B, or look for parking in a municipal parking lot, and walk basically the same distance that you could do if you came off the highway, park your car, and just walk across the bridge and you're there. So I think that parking lot over time will become the most popular place to park, even for Naugatuck residents, because it's going to be a faster way to get in and out of the train station. And that lot will not only be where the bus, it'll not only be where the buses are, as you go like around the corner there's a lot of extra parking in there.
Be nice for the festival.
It's nice, it'd be nice, anything to do with that. And by the way, it's right off the off ramp of Route 8.
Perfect.
So it's a perfect location for a municipal lot. All right, school building enhancement. So this is also a little complicated, but let me take you through it. So we know that we're in the process of finishing building a solar project at the high school this summer. And in return for that, we're gonna get $8 million in capital upgrades to our school. And that's gonna replace a lot of things, but essentially the problem area is now heating, like in the portables, HVAC, things like that are completely out of whack, and the system has to be replaced. The entire communication system has to be replaced. We already started some of the heating systems, and to get everything in tip-top shape. The Johnson Control Project will take care of most of that. However, there are some things that are going to come up before that project is finished. And, we're estimating that somewhere in the $500,000 range will be enough to handle that. It might be less than that. If everything breaks right, it'll be less than that. And with all of these things, you can always, if we're short in one area, we can move it to other areas. But what we tried to do was to list all the things we're working on over the next few years, put them all in one place.
Some of that on, you were saying some of the portables, I know Cross Street is portable.
Yeah.
With building a new school, is it worth doing?
But Cross Street,
You know what I'm saying?
We're going to be ignored.
No, but I don't know, are we doing stuff to schools that we're gonna knock down?
so we're doing our best not to,
Okay.
but if they had no heat, we'd have to
Yeah,
do
you
something.
get it, got
So, I mean, it's like emergency.
Yeah,
We're dealing with emergencies.
Right. okay.
And patching things up as best we can until the
Yeah.
other money comes in.
These portables were put in 1998, supposed to have a 10-year shelf life.
Yeah.
Here we are, almost 30 years later.
Yeah, oh, yeah, no.
It was nice when they were put in, ones at Prospect Street were gorgeous.
I taught the ones at Cross Street when they first
Yeah.
started. They weren't bad.
Cross Street, yeah,
Tiny windows.
Yeah.
The air conditioning went out,
yeah.
toast.
Literally. I remember that well.
Yes.
Right, so total house renovation. So we work with SHPO every year to get a grant, usually it's in the $200,000 range. So it would take forever to upgrade even the exterior of that building with those funds. So the notion would be that we would get a jump start on that and continue every year to take the 200,000 and together get that building in tip-top shape over say a 4 or 5 year period. So that first 400,000 would go mostly towards exterior work, including painting, and masonry work. And don't forget, we have a brand new roof. So we have to get the outside of the building secure. We're working our way up so we can have access to the second floor. And then, I'm gonna say in 5 years or 6 years, when all our new revenue kicks in, we can, finish the job and put all the finishing touches on the building and bring it back to its original condition. But, the idea is to do this, virtually everything, incrementally, a little bit at a time, make it better every year. Same thing with the senior center, we want to get a jump start. We've got money from, Washington to, do the project. We haven't designed it yet. The design will, there'll have to be some discussion about exactly what we want to do. We want to make it bigger and better. Really get started before all that money is totally in place so we can get a jump start on the project. All right, animal control facility. Designing, pedestrian bridge design, we know about that, but that's our match. We've got a $170,000 match for that project. So the design is paid for, except for our match. And, we're still working on getting the money to actually build the bridge. Animal control facility, we want to design it and maybe start doing some site work behind the police station, and get that site lined up, utilities, things like that. So when we do get the funding, we will be in a position to, get started. And, there are new laws about, animal control, mostly temperature related and things like that, that take what one would think would be there's a $1.5 million building, and all of a sudden it's 4.5 million. So, there's apparently no way out of that. So, it's just something we're gonna have to do. And again, over time, I look at it like we're gonna get a jump start. If we get a grant, a partner, we'll do it right away, but we'll just keep figuring out the best way to get the money to complete the job. All right, Salem Park enhancements. So I think I've told you this story before, but Mr. Whittemore at Frederick Olmsted designed Salem Park, and in its day, it was gorgeous. And we do have some of the money that he actually put in the bank back in the 1800s. But we do want to get that park going and spruce it up. And it's going to, by the way, I think it's going to be the most beautiful part of downtown Naugatuck, because when you look up at the hill, all you see Salem School and a lot of scruffy trees, but just cleaning out the trees, planting blueberry bushes, wildflowers, things like that, which is not a big ticket item at all.
They started.
Well, we did, but
Yeah, even the senior
we only did like 1/3.
Yeah, even.
That too, but those areas are really beautiful.
There intent to restore the park to its original design, or to simply get it out from under all that brush?
So the original design, can't be, you can't go back to it. Some of the plants don't even, by the way, we have the original. some of the plants can't procure them anymore, some of them are invasive. Now, some of them, it doesn't work. And it was, I'm gonna say, ornate in certain areas. This will be, I'm gonna say, prettier than ornate, for lack of a better term. So, but, so there's stumps there, right? So, we're not gonna pull them out, they're on the bank, so you gotta cover them, so blueberry bushes, wallflowers, things like that, will make it look really nice, and it's not a big ticket item. Maple Street Bridge lighting repair under the bridge, we made a FEMA claim, our lights got wiped out in one or two of those, storms we had, and, we want to bring it back to the way it was, before those storms. It's about 100,000 over the money we're getting back from FEMA.
Color change.
Nice look.
Yeah, they really are,
Those are really nice.
really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to like to see which colors.
Roundabout design tunnel building, we're gonna we are actually going for roundabout number 2. It's my favorite part right now. And, we're gonna get it's gonna be paid for 100% of construction costs by Watson. But, we have to design it. So it's a lot easier to design, but there's a couple complications. So we wanna design it and, build it.
That's all town property there.
Yeah, it'll be easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be easier to accomplish.
Oh, that's not state.
Well, just the road and,
Okay.
yeah.
But now that's going to hold the membership organization sign, the welcome sign, rather than of the giant flagpole.
Probably,
Right?
I would say that's pretty, I would speculate.
There are so many people that said, why didn't they put it there? So a lot of people.
No.
want it there. A lot of people want it there.
The roundabout?
Oh, yeah.
Get out of here.
It makes more, it
Makes more sense.
yeah.
I mean, look at all the inlets and outlets.
It makes more sense from a
I
traffic.
get it. I just didn't have any.
Not from a financial.
Provide a solution.
I think the traffic that
It's
backs up
different
from
as
that
you
four-way
pay
stop
for it.
doesn't back towards the left. This will alleviate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, we would have never done.
Probably be a lot easier.
If we were.
I don't know if we're gonna put our community warrant sign in the middle of the roundabout though, because when they do the roundabout thing, they want you to have a minimally interesting item on them. They don't want people doing this. Looking and while they're going. That's why they say just a flag or just a tree.
Yeah.
Something,
Just a big welcome sign.
yeah, to keep you focused on the
Yeah.
turning.
And that's the difficult.
That's fine.
Also, it takes away that turn, when you gotta turn your neck, wait till.
Absolutely.
What's coming.
So that digital sign that says keep going that way.
It's not hard. Good.
In that.
I know you said.
All right, so we have, storage, well, so once the event center goes, where we keep a lot of our equipment in the winter, and due to some other needs, we're gonna need a storage building somewhere. So this is, the idea here is, they're requesting it next to the park maintenance garage on Rubber Avenue for townwide storage, not just for DPW, but fire department.
Yeah, there's a lot of organizations that need storage
Yeah.
space, and right now when we ask the town for it,
Yeah,
there's room there for a big enough truck?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, there's a lot of land there. All right, Hillside Avenue, wow, so we're getting lots of funding to fix the stormwater problem, which is a big ticket item, but we don't have to pay for it. But what we do have to pay for is, the design and whatever we want to do with Hillside Ave, all brick, art brick,
here we go again.
fancy design. So, this one, so we're gonna need some discussion. We could make it lower or higher. I just put it in the middle.
I thought one time we talked about,
In the middle.
You did. So this cost in my mind. So you like.
Stencil. Yep, way better.
Yeah.
Because even if you do bricks to the side, it's gonna heave and change, and we don't have any brick masons on the payroll anymore.
So we'll have, we're gonna have a design by a landscape architect. Who will probably be the same ones that worked on downtown Market, but that's not definitely for. And probably a few concepts. Because, and so this is sort of the mid number. Now, if you did all brick, it would be higher. If you did no brick, it would be lower.
Use some of the brick for sculptures on the side.
Okay, Rubber Avenue corridor upgrade. So, so don't forget, Scott Street project, fifth, designer the new street department garage, stormwater on Etna, Nettleton Ave, sidewalks on Scott Street. That project is being designed now. And that project covers most of the problems, but it does not totally cover the stormwater problems, and I'm gonna say in the Etna Street and above area. The most important ones are taken care of, but there are still stormwater problems up there that need to be addressed. All right, Hopbrook Park, I put A and B. So, we're starting this year. We're gonna run a little short on the spray park and the improvements to the area on, if you're looking at the school to the left. So I call that Hopbrook Part A. Hopbrook Part B, we haven't talked about yet, but I'm gonna bring that probably to our next meeting. We're talking about where the old swimming pool was, putting up a pavilion that will enable all types of activities underneath it in the warm weather, with a concrete floor with maybe 6 inches of concrete. So in the winter, that could be an ice skating area. We could fill it with water, let it freeze up. To be helpful to the school. We have groups that want to use it. One of the groups is RC motor cars. We've got 3 or 4 groups that want to use it in the warm weather, and in the winter it could be skating, or it could be something else. So, but having a pavilion there makes it much more doable. Makes a big difference. It's a nice looking pavilion.
Does any of this, encompass the practice field behind the parking lot? Or is that's staying intact?
Still gonna have to dodge golf balls.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Recess, was ever had in my career. Recess duty outputs.
Right, Walmer's Park. Now remember, there's the Chip Schofield playground set that's coming to Walmer's Park. And we've already done some adult exercise equipment, and we've done the work, but there's old tennis courts that are ruined, and there's one that hasn't been used since I've been there. So we're gonna bring those back, make them pickleball, totally usable, totally upgrade the park, and add a playground for kids from the state money. So Linden Park has been fixed up really nice. Walmer's Park will be really nice. And, we'll probably have some left over for other, parks. What? So I'm gonna tell you, but,
I should know.
I remember everything. Spray park. Spray park.
Is that what it's, the spray park? Okay.
yeah.
The word.
Every now and then
What
people remember it.
did you call it, for what?
Flashback.
Flashback.
That's what people call it.
Yeah.
All right, see.
It's close, flashback.
All right, so the next one is recommended by, I guess, Park and Rec, I'm not sure, Andy, but, and this is something to talk about, but City Hill, Maple Hill field, if we light them up, there's a lot more activities that can take place there.
Absolutely.
And in addition, it'll, you know, it'll just free up, you know, it's everywhere.
Yeah. I know how excited the neighbors at City Hill are.
Yeah.
Well, right.
People up on that.
Well,
They got a sunrise. They need to put, you know, we had this discussion many years ago, even like the Union City settlement agreement made many years ago, that you were not to put lights in that field in deference to the neighbors, you know, living around the area. You didn't want to have just this glaring light, but everyone has a backyard adjacent to that. And same thing with City Hill. We do that. We'll have to do it with care and care about the hours we use it, because I mean, there are houses that go right up to the school property around there that they're probably not gonna be big fans.
We've learned some of the new lights are very directional.
I,
they're not like they used to be where they just spread everywhere.
Probably not. I said, whenever you do it, we're probably gonna have the neighborhood involved in the discussion.
Sure, it's on the list.
Someone-
Discussion.
Yeah, one point of that is the safety.
Oh, make a little field.
Yeah, lights, there are no lights up there, people up there, more safety. People.
Right,
Not just that.
so 19, it's just miscellaneous stormwater infrastructure enhancements. I said between the cracks, older neighborhoods, you know, some of the things that come up all the time, you know, like, I'm just gonna say Homestead Avenue, right? That was built a long time ago. And in order, the neighbors could never fix it, because to do so, they would all have to agree. What happens over the years is people channel the water away from their property towards others, and it's a mess. And it's a private property matter. As a town, we've got like 3 of them that come up all the time. We could fix it if we want to. And I'm just putting it on the list as something that to be talked about, but it's, if we don't fix it, it'll never get fixed. I'll leave it like that. You know, there's no way that a neighbor could fix it. And even if they all agreed, I don't think.
And then they all agree to do it, then they have the same problem that may have with pauses is where at one time when these mitigating trenches were put in, it was assumed that every neighbor was gonna take care of their area. Well, people die, people get old, people move, things get forgotten, and then you don't have a cooperative neighbor. We do need to step in on that.
Yeah.
And then I put in a feasibility study for Salem School to relocate over their handicap access issues, mostly elevator, things like that. Now, I think for tonight, you can ask questions. I'm gonna put it on the agenda to discuss next Tuesday. And, when we get a better grip on it, I'm gonna prepare the motions for bonding probably the week after. And so I guess we have until then to tweak this, and even after it's approved, it doesn't mean we can't tweak it, it just gotta be substantially similar. And I'm open to other ideas, but these are the ones that we're trying to tackle right now that would make it easier for us to ask the question, Rocky, continue paving, continue doing things the right way, and stay on a good path for the future.
Makes sense.
All right, so I'll just say this, any questions now, or you could email me, call me. We'll talk about it again next week, then whatever. And you know, we're still refining some of these numbers, but this is, I'd say, a pretty good ballpark estimate of what the look like.
I have a question.
Yes,
Could that list that was up on our screen, would you be able to have that emailed to us?
yeah. Um, so, who's,
Mike.
I know, Mike, Kim and, Bob. Yeah,
I can Snapchat.
so Nancy, can you hear me? Nancy? Did she,
She can hear you.
well, I'll just say,
I can hear you. I was
okay,
muted. Sorry.
I'll email, let's email this list tomorrow to everyone, okay?
All right. We'll do that.
Okay. So if there's no further questions, we'll go to item 4.
Mayor Pete, quick question. I mean, are we? The time for discussion is on Tuesday?
We can discuss it
some of
right now
these?
if you want. It's both.
I feel like the only question I have is, the Tuttle House line. Yeah. I think I just have questions about that. If there's also funding, like you said, like 250 from the historical grant,
We're doing that.
yeah. So
But-
that's 650,000 for the Tuttle House.
No, the Tuttle House is more like 2 million.
Oh, okay.
It's an ongoing.
Yeah, no, I get it. That
So,
was, yeah.
here's what it comes down to. We applied for 250. If we get it in 9 months.
Yeah.
Start, we miss a year. So this enables us to get started, to keep the process going, to get the. I think it's 2, not 250, you could be, I'm not sure, but I think it's 200. 200 every year, keep going, and, doesn't mean we couldn't add to that every year along the way. But like, in my mind, I'm comforted by the fact that in 5 years, we're gonna be a much wealthier community. And that would be a better time to tackle the bigger items that we don't tackle here. That's just my opinion.
So we're setting aside money to do the work. And then some of that will be offset by the grant each year.
Yep.
Maybe.
And I'll say that SHPO is, they don't move quickly. But we have a pretty good relationship with them, but, they're fine, but it's a process. Any other questions for tonight? All right, so let's go to item 4.
Motion recess to executive session at 7:12 PM for discussion on the following. Real estate parcels A, B, C, Y, and Z, Noggatuck Industrial Park, Section 3, Energy Park, Freight Rail, Hershey Property, and pending litigation. Second motion.
All right, just, by way of discussion, Bob, Mike, and Kim, I do have some handouts here, that will, they're colored. So, maybe we should just mail them to you, I don't know. But I'll just say this, they're very cool, so you're gonna wanna see them, so,
Some in the box.
You can take Babs.
Please, did you get this on the screen? Like,
I don't have the file.
yeah,
You'd have to snapshot it.
Yeah, I need the actual file.
yeah, I know, I just got them like right before. Yes, we'll figure out how to get them to you. All right, all those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Very. We're gonna reconvene the special meeting at 7:58 and we'll do item 6.
Motion to adjourn at 7:58 and a half. Second motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.